finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Nm of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality, and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals, and I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Tonight's races are sponsored in part by our good friends over at our Season 6 sponsored lineup. Thank you again so much for your support and all that you have brought to the table here for Pedal to the Metal Racing League. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible, and without them, it would not be anywhere near a chance that we can get the season off the ground. A big thank you again from us here at Pedal to the Metal Racing League for bringing out all the help this season and all the support. We hope you enjoy the show. And now, on to the track for the Ooz Motorsports 80 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And yes, indeed, race fans, it's time to get down to business, time to get down to the action here live at Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight as we present to you live from PTM Racing TV studio here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's time to see Pedal to the Metal Racing League as they go at it here now live on the show at here tonight. Hi everyone, I am Christian Garcia-Schreiber, and this is my good friend and colleague Cody McRae on the board here tonight. Cody, we got a hot lineup here tonight with these drivers as we get ready for the action here. This is the Ooz Motorsports 80 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and this track certainly can be a handful and a half, to say the least.
Yes, sir, it will be. I've watched a little bit of practice, and I seen a little bit of slipping and sliding come out of forward and hitting the wall coming to the start-finish line, so we're going to see what goes on tonight.
For sure there. Right now we're getting settled up here on the moment here. We're a little bit behind, so I do apologize in advance here, guys. Currently we're struggling a little bit to get everything settled up and done right here on our channel, so also it doesn't help. I'm kind of fighting a little bit of a little nick in the butt right now, I guess you could say. So let's get down to the grading order here, though. Cody, let's get down to business here as we got our lineup ready to go. On the pole tonight, Robert the Rattlesnake Khan will be the 21. Is outside Thad Failure in the 42.
And in the number 9, you got Dennis Warren, and on his outside, you got Tyler Rex in the number 52.
Right number 3 is going to be Brandon Pike in the 22. Is outside. That's old Oaksy Jeffrey Oaks in the 20.
In the number 18, you got Spencer Till, and his outside, you got Chantel, the Throttle Paddle, in the number 5.
Row number 5 is going to be John Kutensk in the number 41's outside. That will be Dudleyville, Robert Dudley in the 49.
In the number 27, you got Corey Reed, and to his outside, you got the number 13, Dan Hayes.
Row number 7 sees Dustin Sloanaker in the 50 to his outside. That is Kenneth Crawford in the 12.
In the number 29, you got William Mann Jr. To his outside, you got William Mann.
Row number 9 is going to see Matthew Hoffer in the 84 his outside. That'll be Jason Henry in the 3.
Row 10, you got the number 15, Tyler Dudley. To his outside, number 72, Todd Tutts.
Kevin Baker will round out your field in the 87 as race fans we get settled down and prepared for the action here tonight. We're going to get on motion here for this one here. Let's get down to business, but first we'll a little word in from Chantel Throttle Paddle. Chantel, bit of a qualifying difference here on the track here compared to the race atmosphere. How does it feel right now inside that car? Maybe a little bit busy down there, folks, who might be getting ready to go here, so just be aware of that. We'll let her get back into the field here and get back into the track zone. Race fans, we're going to bring the drivers around town here off of turn number 4. And this next time by, we're going to get down to it. We'll talk with the drivers as we go along for the race here. This is going to be a little bit of a work tonight here because, well, again, we're working on some new things and some new bugs. And also, as you may know, Cody, I've been still trying to figure out a few things on how the heck to call it race once in a while.
Yeah, it could get crazy sometimes.
It's early again indeed here. As right now we get settled in, settled down, down to bring the action on full display. As we come off of turn number 4, base truck will bring the drivers on around. 21 drivers have made the field and made the cut. Who can take it all to victory lane here? Stage caution will be at lap 30. Green flag is out. It's time to go racing at Hotlanta.
Slow start for Robert Connon, the number 21.
Very slow start. Did not get off the line very well there, and that's going to cost him a lot of time. Drivers kind of eking back and forth, trying to figure something out. Caution is out, though. Trouble for Dustin Sornaker and Todd Tufton, 72. We're having all sorts of issues here. A major malfunction on the start there. First caution of the night here, and that was not the start I think anybody was expecting here at the least bit here. Let's take a look at the replay. Presented part by GTR Racing Simulator here on this one. Let's take a look at this. It's currently, it looked like out of the gate. It looked like Con just had like a spin of the tires moment there. Just could not get off the line. Next thing you know, everyone's just trying to eke him out of here. They couldn't find their way out of the mess, and then unfortunately a huge wreck ensues right up ahead. Dustin Sornaker getting taken for a complete 180 here. Couldn't quite tell from that angle what exactly transpired or how that happened, but we'll take a look at it again. And it looks like Kenneth Crawford just kind of brought it right down on the 50, and there was nothing he could do about it. So caution flag will fly on out. We'll go ahead and mark that one down and get back to the action here. Definitely not the start they were looking for, though, Cody.
No, I don't believe so. I mean, first lap, I mean, we still got 79 to go, so might be a short night for some.
It certainly is here, and it'll definitely give everyone a bit of a rough and a tumble here. So, okay, I think we now have the call here to actually bring in Chantel Throttle Paddle. So let's go ahead and have a listen in with her here. Chantel, it seems like, despite the little technical difficulties in the car there, it seems like the drivers are a little bit aggressive out of the start for getting kind of the start that Hotlanta can be a little slick out on the start here.
Yeah, there was a lot of tire spin there from everybody going from second to third to fourth. It was pretty bad there. I almost got the wall, but I think we'll have it straightened away with now.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, we'll let you get back onto it and see what happens down there.
Yep.
Chantel Throttle Bottle getting ready to get back up to the motions, back into the fight here. As everyone kind of gets back into the fray, kind of relaxed up a bit. Let's take a listen in here with Matthew Hoffer in the 84 here. And Matthew, out of the gate here, right out start, it seemed like everybody had a little bit of troubles off that start, more so than your old rival, the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. What'd you see down there when you came off the start?
Not too much. Yeah, somebody must have spun the wheels, and seen a car flipping around and doing donuts halfway in the air. So it got a little crazy there at the start.
It certainly did indeed, but nevertheless, here obviously a lot of work to do and some playing to go at it. We'll see what happens here.
Yes, sir. We're gonna try.
Matthew Hoffer in the 84 camp right now, trying to get settled back down, trying to get figured up here on the track side of things. We'll go ahead and refire him up and set him back up. Drivers will initiate another go-ahead around here and get things figured down on the track. Drivers getting rined off here. And Cody, I think it's time we get back down to business. Maybe we get a little bit of a better start here. The field ready to pace this one in. The green flag charges back up. That failure will be the new leader out of the gate, and much better start out of the gate, it seems, for the drivers.
Yeah, a little bit better start. I don't know what's going to be faster this time, the top line or the bottom line. We'll see how it goes.
Hard to really say here. I would say more than likely a top line would be where you want to mostly go to, but at the same time, you know, it could be a bit of a mess down there to try to work around, try to actually get some speed off of. So we've seen it here before where you get a little bit aggressive out of that gate. You may not be understanding of it too later on until it's a little too late. But out of the gate, at least, everyone seems to be all right in decent position.
Yeah, Robert Kahn, he had that slow start on the first start, but he's in second right now. Better start this time.
Much better start indeed right now, working through. Dad Failer with a huge lead and a huge get, not having too many problems down there. Brandon Pike in the 22 getting some aggressive moves down here as Tyler Rex tries to hold his line down on in. I think the biggest thing for me that's going to really tell the tale here for these drivers and how they play out this field is, you know, who is going to be the one that, you know, brings out all the charges, who can bring out all the field advantages here, especially considering what they're at stake with and what they're on the line with. I mean, the biggest thing I've noticed here was always when it came out for those first set of corners, the tires were so cold and so much troublesome that you actually had to kind of lay off the throttle until later on. Obviously in heat we never had that issue. We just kind of full sent it from the start and that was it. But here in iRacing, obviously that's definitely not the case, and that's certainly not the way you race out on this track.
Talking about throttle, I've got my eye on Chantel Throttle Paddle. They're actually going too wide, fighting back and forth. Oh, the number 20 gets tapped by the 52 going down the back stretch.
Got tapped by the 52, couldn't have anywhere to go. Found a little bit of a troublesome spot, and now trying to hang in there.
Now we got the 41 in the wall bumping it.
We do indeed here, my friend, and everyone trying to hang in there, trying to give it what they can. Chantel moving the chains up, though, in the 5, as currently Robert Dudley in the 49 tries to hang up there with Tyler Rex. Everybody now kind of leaning back in towards the start, and I think the one thing that kind of made everyone kind of open their eyes up right at the gate was, like, maybe we shouldn't be trying to go in for the full send-off start, and there's problems coming down turn 3. Huge little wreck and a half there. Unfortunately, we got one down on the wall of protections. Spencer Teal taking for a ride here, and looks like that's going to throw out a caution flag here. I'm not sure where that transpired out of turn 3, but something definitely went amok there, my friends. Take a look at it from the replay view here, and I'm not really sure what happened other than just a little bit of hard racing. Teal looked like he was going to have a little charge here coming up, and looks like William Ann Sr. just kind of came down on the inside of the 18, took Spencer with him for a ride. That's definitely a bit of a tough break there, and definitely not the situation you wanted to see, but take one more look at it here. Unfortunately, though, that was a big little hit and knocker there. You see, there's the move coming down. Here's the 3 wide scenario, and then there's the tap. And unfortunately, both guys getting clobbered in there and taken for a hit or two.
Yeah, just a tough break for Teal. Maybe he can get it back together and get it back up to the front.
He'll have a lot of work to do there just to get it going, but he still has plenty of time to get it done here, Cody.
Yeah, I don't know if I would use the fast repair right now. We'll just see how it goes.
Nah, I wouldn't either. I'd be kind of waiting it out a little bit longer. I think it's a little too early. Experiencing we got things going down here tonight. Real quick in the house watching tonight. Kathleen Crawford coming on board as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Apologies if we're a little bit off center right now. Currently, we're just kind of dealing the chats as well as trying to work with other chats here, and there's only 2 of us in the booth, so it kind of makes it a little more difficult.
Pit stop for the number 5 of Chantel Pottle.
She's
Only one I see coming in.
Maybe trying to get a little bit of a fresh set of tires, maybe a little bit more fuel in the tank. There are 3 extra sets that get out on the track tonight, so it could be a bit of a fuel run tire strategy moments here. Definitely could be a smart move or maybe a risky move, we'll see, but nevertheless, fuel getting all taken care of here and taken down in or two. We'll see what happens here later through the field as we continue to progress on. Race fans, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, there's more action to be had. There's more to see here at Hotlanta for the Ooz Motorsports 80. Tonight's race coverage for the Ooz Motorsports 80 is brought to you in part by GTR Racing Simulator. Welcome to the future, GTR Racing Simulator. It's not that we broke the mold, we just never used one. By D-Dub Button Boxes. Quality button boxes made your way. We've always got you covered. By the Butt Kicker Company. Best of performance on feeling real tracks of the virtual world. The Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. By Gearhead Coffee. Whether you're wrenching on your vehicle at home, garage, or servicing customers at your automotive repair facility or dealership, Gearhead Coffee provides a unique premium quality coffee that keeps your motor running. By Ooz Motorsports. Don't think we are cheating because you think you're fast. And by LPT Pallet. Got a pallet not up to tip-top shape? Call up LPT Pallet. We've got you covered. And now, right now, we're going to get settled back down on the track side of things here. Hopefully the drivers have kind of learned their lesson a little bit. Maybe kind of tame the reins back a little, kind of keen things a little bit here. Hey Cody, you know, I know you just kind of came back in here on to iRacing's end here, but how much have practice-wise have you said you probably would have from Atlanta? Because, I mean, it's definitely a whole nother ball game from all the other platforms we usually race on.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I hopped on it today just to try it out with the next gen. I really don't know about Xfinity, but from the next gen on iRacing, from when we used to do the heat racing on PS4, it's a whole totally different. You got to think about throttle control and how you enter the turns. I mean, just the slightest mess up, you're going to be in the wall.
Like I say with the Xfinity cars here, with what I know on the track is that they take a more finesse approach while they still have the power and speed. You still have to make sure you hit your corner just right and don't let the car get too out of shape and out of whack. One wrong move can cost you victory, and one wrong move can certainly change the name of the game. As we come back to the green flag restart, we're back underway.
Slow start for Robert Dudley in the 49 Mercury Ford.
Yeah, he kind of stopped the guys in the back here a little bit, slowed them all up as the outside has a huge charge ahead. Robert Kahn now cross-threading it right through between Brandon Pike now up with Dennis Warrens. And Kahn last week did win at Talladega, so he certainly could be a favorite here to take this one home. That failure, though, driving it deep on the outside line, looking to try to make it stick up there.
Yeah, my pick last week was Kahn, and he won that race, and this is going to be my pick for this weekend, too.
I'd say probably my pick this week is going to be more towards the Robert Dudleyville camp. I think Dudley, last time I watched him here at Atlanta, he was able to really master manipulate the corners just well, only falling victim to Cindy the Coulter Taylor on her long run setup situation. She was able to really pounce her way in there and really hang on for dear life. I expect pretty much kind of the same ordeal, the kind of same situation here, but that has kind of come with the benefactor of also having to worry about a lot of other tougher drivers out here trying to pull up or two or here. On board here with the Man Beats William Jr. for a slight second here as they continue to work their way around the track here. Dan Hayes on number 13 continuing to pace himself off as well. Currently up 5 spots, started back in 12th, moving into the 7th place position. As the field gets a little bit wrapped up around there, Robert Kahn kind of lost a lot of momentum going up to the top side. Outside wall protection nearly catches a piece of it and then some. But it is now Dennis Warrens who uses that to his advantage and uses it to full strength. This is a multi-group kind of track racing moment here. As you see, Oaksy kind of having to back off a little bit, not to take the 49 of Dudleyville out. Ho, Mick Ray, this is getting a little crazy down there.
Yeah, they're going into 2 right now. And with Kahn hitting that high line now, it's going to be a little bit different for him. I think he was a little bit better on the bottom, so if I was him, I'd go back to the bottom and see how it goes.
Well, if you were gonna try to run the outside line, maybe maybe if you were trying to do it up there, I mean, what is this more or less burn up the tires? Would you say, or is it still kind of a burn up area when you go up to that top side? Because I mean, anywhere you go around here in Atlanta, it's always gonna be a bit of a tricky slot. As you see the 13 of Dan Hayes completely lose it there off of turn number 2, manages to save it and bring it right back around as the field tries to pass him on by. John Gutensk right now trying to move the chains, moving on ahead. He is working his way there in the number 41. He likes to refer to as the Goose. Oh, but he's going to have some problems right in front of him. Oh, my. Dan Hayes goes for a complete 180 off of turn 1. Gets sent to the shadow realm, and we've got a caution. Holy smokes, 13 smashed and bashed and crashed up quite a bit here. I have no idea what the heck happened here other than we're just going to have to take a look at the PTM instant replay. Looked like he cut it a little close there with the 52, and oh my, how the heck he was able to get out of that one in one piece. I have not the foggiest idea, but man, he took a huge hit and a huge lick there and just got a real twist and twirl there. I don't know if he even realized what happened until it was too little too late.
Yeah, little misjudgment like that, it's hard on a smaller track. I know we was at Talladega where we had a lot more room on that track to move around, but this one's a little bit smaller, so you're going to have to be a little bit more careful.
It's a little bit more careful, a little bit more precise here, and unfortunately that was definitely not what they wanted to do there at all, and that's a tough break there, to say the least. So right now, as we get back from the PTM instant replay here, driver's now getting squared away here. Dennis Warrenstad, Failer, Robert Kahn, all of them on the hunt, on the prowl here. Let's see if we can take it down and talk with some of our folks here and have a listen in. I think we're going to bring in Tyler Dudley now onto the track side here. Tyler Dudley right now currently, how's things feeling out there for you and the crew right now? Because it seems like that ever since last week, you guys have been kind of figuring things out as you go along for the ride, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's real slick out here, but trying to figure it out. It's only the second race of the season, but we're doing all right.
For sure there. Now, I'll ask this real quick, too. Robert, I mean, we know your family member, Ronald Dudley here, definitely has a couple championships to his name and quite a few spoilers ahead for him. But, I mean, what's one thing you could try to do to kind of take off from him to try to use into this season, would you think?
Well, I'm just trying to follow his pace, trying to learn from him, see where he goes on the track. Just trying to pay attention to what he does, pretty much.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Dudley, we do appreciate your time, man. Best of luck, man.
Thank you.
Tyler Dudley coming on board here to have a listen in with the chat. As we get things situated out here, get ready to field them back up. Drivers will have to dictate the pace and dictate the corner entries. We'll be right back after this quick commercial message. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, also brought to you in part by our good friends over at Ford Entertainment Group PC.net. Matching your want with your wallet. They always work at they always work with your needs to build the right PC at the right price. By Man's Maintenance. You want it done right? You call a man. By Berrytown Cleaners. When you got yourself a mess, Berrytown Cleaners can fix that up. By Lightning Wraps. Most affordable designs made your leisure. Lightning Wraps will always bring out the best designs in your library. By Jon T. Garrett. Twitch channel here, the channel for a good chat and enjoyable time around with Jon Garrett. Be sure to check out his Twitch channel and linked in the description. By Southern Country Co., the trusted company, get your designs in your day-to-day life. And by Grid Finder, the best way to find a new league. Filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. EA broadcaster, live designer, search Grid Finder, the home of online racing. And Fields now looking to get things sorted out a little bit here as we continue on with this race. And it has been a bit of a wild one to say the least here from the get-go, I will say, but nevertheless, Cody, I mean, these guys got only about 10 laps remaining, or about a few laps remaining before we get to the competition caution. I mean, at that point, do you just get a little more aggressive, or do you just kind of shoot for the moon?
I'd shoot for the moon. on this one. I mean, there ain't been a whole lot of passes made with maybe 6 to go, 7 to go with the stage break. You might see some moves to get up there because you got to remember uh, they are going to be pitting during the stage break.
For sure there. We'll see what happens. Alright, race fans, looks like we're getting ready to head them back down, get to the green flag, and charge them up. We're back underway here at Hotlanta. Out of the gate here at that failure, getting a great jump on the inside by Robert Kahn. Definitely looking to make him work for it just a little bit more. That aggressive driving style now coming out of Robert Kahn here as they pull them on down. Lisa Brooks.
I better be watching out for the 49 of Robert Dudley. He's coming in second with 6 laps to go. You might see him come out on top.
He certainly can here, Cody. And right now, we currently have some guests joining in. Lisa Brooks coming on board as well. Yep, I would definitely agree with your comment there. Although I didn't want to say that. That might offend the Glitch Graphic Gremlins out there. They don't want to. We don't want them to do more of that to our drivers out here. Coming out right now, that failure and Robert Kahn still fighting hard, still fighting for position. Each driver jockeying for their own run as they continue on. Drivers pressing in quick, pressing fast through the fields. Down on the corner zones here, every single one looking for their opening, looking for their chances. And you can just see the momentum carried through by that failure and Robert Kahn while Dudleyville tries to defend off Kahn. I'm not sure what that failure found the runs and the speeds tonight, but he is certainly kicking up a few notches and hanging in there.
Yeah, that 42, he's looking real smooth tonight, hitting all of his lines, throttle, braking, you name it. He's got it on point tonight.
He does have it on point here, Cody. And as we go on board here with Matthew Hoffer, we talked to him just a little bit ago. He told us earlier, you know, before we even got him in that call, is he said, man, I've had some great races, some great runs all seasons, but now I just want to try to actually pull off the big one and try to hang in there from start to finish at the beginning of these races, and hopefully it all works out in my favor. And right now I would say he's definitely making it do a pretty good job of that, but I mean, at the same time, you know, there's a lot more to it than just winning races. You still got to be consistent out here. You still got to keep yourself in play, because that way that point system is, it awards good, clean drivers, well, the consistent track base of winning it out with getting a solid performance on their consistency levels. Winning isn't everything, and to me, that's always one thing I loved about this point system, and I love about the racing side of things. Coming around the back straightaway here, the Man Beast Lehman Jr. kind of pushing through the field a little bit. Jason Henry in the number 3, trying to keep his Blackstone, the number 3, Chevrolet Camaro in one piece at least, while the 5 is Chantel Throttle Bottle piloting her Lightning Wraps Chevrolet Camaro as well. On through the outskirts and through the corners here, every driver just getting kind of cowed into that pack buzz. I thought we were back in Talladega, how close everyone is right now. Oh, as I say that, it may not be the same anymore. Tyler Dudley going for a wild ride off at turn number 2 there. Same for Mr. Dustin Sonaker and Matthew Hofford for a brief fleeting moment. No caution thrown, though. They'll keep them going to the end here. We're going to get to the stage end right at lap 30. That failure, though. Give credit where credit's due to the driver, man. He is wheeling and dealing this track around like it's nothing.
Yeah, he saved that car. I seen him get a loose off of one car, and just that little bit of tap from the rear end just brought him on around.
Brought him on around and got everything kind of unsettled and out of shape. But nevertheless, we have crowned a stage winner. Thad Failer The driver out of Idaho is going to take himself a nice position there and a nice performance, to say the least. But now, here comes the tricky part. Now he's got to figure out how to continue that into the next go-around of racing here, because the action never quits around here in either of these drivers. Time to hit up our call list here. Let's go ahead and try to get a couple more drivers in. Let's bring in now the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. and Man Beast, man. Talk about having a hard racing and hard fighting through the field. You started back in 15th, made it up to 10th here, but we all kind of know you're a bit of a long-run driver. So what's it going to be tonight here at Hotlanta?
Hey man, you know, track's hot, car feels hot. We're just making it do what it do. I made a couple pit stops just for fuel and tire early, just to kind of get ahead of the ball. We're gonna jump in here, just get fuel, splash, and go, and see what kind of laps we can put down, man. It's been pretty fun so far.
It has indeed here, Man B. So nevertheless, we do appreciate tuning on with us. We'll see what happens as we continue through this field.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate the show. Enjoy it.
Absolutely. The Man Beast, William Mann Jr., ladies and gentlemen, having a little talk or two with us here as our field gets kind of stretched back around the track. See if we can talk with Dan Hayes, the number 13. I don't know if he's quite in that position right now or really too happy about earlier on, but let's listen in right now with him. Dan, earlier on, but I know had a bit of a bad situation or circumstance coming off of turn 1 there, and unfortunately got kind of caught up in a bit of a middle issue there. What'd you see and what happened, man?
I clipped the wall just a little bit earlier in the lap, and then, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what happened after it. I think I got a little bit of a touch at the back, but it's all good.
All good indeed. Now I'm going to ask you this real quick as you get your lap back. What's it going to really take for this 13 machine to really put the graphics up and fire them off to the finish line tonight?
A lot of luck by the looks of it, man.
A lot of luck by the looks of it, huh?
We'll just keep going, man.
All right. Well, Dan, we appreciate you coming on board here. Definitely represent your country well, and it's up to you more on the future here, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers indeed. Dan Hayes, ladies and gentlemen, our lone Australian tonight. The rest of our field, 4 Canadians, and the rest of them American-style blood. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we've now talked with every single one of our drivers. Archon, unfortunately, even though he is in our chat, he cannot really be brought in. We have way too much troubles with talking with him, so that's kind of out of the ballpark here, folks. Also, a reminder at home, we are in a bit of a time schedule, a timed area, so we will try to get top 3 interviews at the end of the race, but I am not making promises because right now we are extremely booked on our times and our listing here. We're going to have to get in between here on this one because we got 2 more broadcasts coming up after this. Also, folks, if you do like what you see and you're enjoying the show so far, we do recommend and appreciate you to come on board and say a little hello to our channel, say hello to everyone, see if you like, and let us know what you see or what you like. Be sure to like or follow us up here on our Facebook end, subscribe down to our YouTube end as well. We'll have a race specifically there at the end of the night. Coming up after this, though, the Infield Tractor Tire Super Series will be presented live on our Facebook side of things. And then, of course, heading over to YouTube, we'll then bring out, for the first time ever, the new Hondas and new Hyundais. But we're not putting them on a road course. No, that'd be too easy. We want to have a little more fun. So we're throwing them down on the dirt tracks. Charlotte, dirt track in Charlotte will be their place in their time of race. So we'll see what happens there in just a little while. Cody, I'm a little excited to get to this one here because the green flag will fly out next time around. And Brandon Pike and Man Beast William Mann Jr. will have the starting guns.
Yeah, I've been watching them back there in the back, just riding it out and stuff. I'm ready to see them pick it up just a little bit.
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to ask you this here. What do you think about the start here? Do you think these guys may be a little bit aggressive again on that restart because the tires will spin out badly if they do? So how do you kind of find a balance between just driving it hard out the start and then actually getting a good jump?
It's going to be tricky. You want to go pretty hard because you're trying to get up there, but not too hard. Like you said, the tires spin and stuff. I would just hold back just a little bit and then get to going because there's still a lot of laps left in this race.
There's a lot of laps left indeed right now. Top 5, Jeffrey Oaks, Robert Dudley, Robert Kahn, William Mann Jr., and Brandon Pike. They're all looking to secure a place and a win here at Hotlanta, Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Ooz Motorsports 80. As they come off of turn number 4 this time by, we're going to red them in. We're going to let them wheel and deal these things off the start. Back out to the green flag. We see our flagman wave them high. A little bit of a rough start there for the Man Beast. Unfortunately, that could spell trouble. Dudleyville having to back way off the corner. Backed off a lot, lost a lot of momentum. He's trying to stay from driving down off the top end. He keeps it on the bottom. Great sportsmanship and driving by Dudleyville. But oh boy, that's not the same for the Man Beast down, for Papa Beast down there. William Man spins it completely off of turn number 2 there. And I couldn't get a good look at what the heck happened down there. All I know is that was a wild little start there.
Yeah, as we expected with the tire spin, that hurt a couple of them right there.
Man Beast got hurt by it. Dudleyville, he got hurt by it. Every single one of these drivers just getting either a bit of a handful to work around or having to figure out how to deal with from there. The onboard camera here with Chantel from Autopilot. We talked with her earlier, and she has quite a bit of racing experience here at Atlanta. This was one of her better tracks because the fact is it kind of blends into her driving style. She's not an overly aggressive driver, but she can definitely get aggressive when she needs to. But she's extremely good at conserving tires and really keeping up with the distances. I know that all too well because she's kicked my butt so many times on Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway with just super late models when she saves her tires, and it drives me insane every time she does it. Hey, I have no guilt. I don't care. She beats me out. I don't really care.
Hey, she's beat me a bunch of times, especially at Bristol and stuff like that. It's crazy.
I don't need to be reminded about Bristol. I had her there one time in NASCAR E4, and then I ended up being the dumbest guy in the world when I was a rookie. I learned my lesson. Don't trust what the other drivers say. Go by your own instincts.
Yeah, I was trying to get some tips from her from that one race, and she wouldn't never give them up. So.
I mean, if you're a driver, your drivers don't give tips like that easily. You gotta work for it. Definitely, she worked for every single thing she got. I'll say that much. There's a reason why she's got so many season championships to her name. And guys like Robert Dudley, you know, they definitely have earned their keep as well and earned their spots, but they're kind of finding themselves more in a hole as we go along. So it kind of opens the door up for other guys to kind of make a move or two here, like Brandon Pike and Corey Reed. As Reed right now tries to put the Reed Construction 27 into the fight and into the fray. Last season, he only had one win to his name. And he said to me earlier, he said, I felt like I was owed a few more. I'm going to try my best to kind of fix that up this season. Especially considering there was 21 drivers out on the track. It really kind of makes sense, really kind of makes up for a lack of control there, I would say.
Oh yeah, I've been watching this Failer in the number 42. I know he's led a bunch of laps in the beginning. And with that pit stop, it put him back some, but he's trying to make it through the field one by one.
He is indeed here right now as we continue to fight him off just a little bit harder off the corner. The D-Dub button box is 90 of Dennis Warren. It's a little tight off the corner. Lost a lot of time there. Here comes the Man Beast on the 29 to the inside, making Brandon Pike think about this one just a little bit, as he may have a little front end nose damage on that, but it does not affect the Man Beast. He's going for it all tonight. Hard racing from multiple ends and multiple spectrums here. Everyone just trying to keep themselves settled up a little bit. Really wide just for a brief moment on turn 2. And now Corey Reed tries to make it work and make a shift and change as Pike continues to stay in the moment and aggressive. But so is the 5, Chantel Botto. Corey, I think Corey might have a little more Newfoundlander talk from behind it, because Chantel is currently moving the way to the field. Cody, I don't know if that Discord of yours is still messing up on your end, but I mean, so far it seems like it's working okay on my end.
Okay. It was cutting in and out a little bit. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, that sounds like usually when it cuts in and out a little bit, that sounds like usually my love life. That's okay. Coming down right out of quarter 3, down to 4. Jason Henry, speaking of the 3, here he comes down the Blackstone machine. He is muscling the field as well. Looks like he might have saved his tires up and watched for an opening or two, as John Gutenz right now moves the chains in as well. He's awfully close a little bit. He's got to find himself in more trouble in this word. D-Dub in the 90 smacked in with him. Everybody trying to save it, but yellow flag flies.
Right before that caution come out, Robert Kahn and Jeffrey Oakes had a little bit of run on everybody else, about 3 seconds off the field. So I don't know if they're using their tires or trying to save, or they just found that right setup for them.
I don't know, to say the least. That was a bit of a wild end and a wild get. This was kind of just a little bit of a tricky situation. I don't really know how you can go about that. It looked like hard racing because Pike was on the outside, barely drifted down. Gutenz kind of came in the middle. He was kind of right in there as well. I let you fans at home be the judge on that one. I'm not calling that for anything other than just hard racing, but good Lord. That was some close corner racing between those guys. I'm amazed they held on as long as they did.
No less than halfway through the race, 36 laps to go. See a few of them coming into the pits.
They'll go into the pits now, and honestly at this point, I mean, as long as you haven't used up your instant repair, I'd say probably wait a couple more laps, because you never know what the heck's going to happen. We've seen guys where they get a great start off the line. We've seen guys get horrible starts and get kind of sent to the shallow realm, and this has pretty much been kind of the same ordeal over and over. But I mean, one thing... Go ahead.
With 10 laps to go after the race, I'd save that fast repair, because after that last week's race, wrecking right there at the end with everybody, I would save that fast repair.
That certainly seems to be the case here, and it looks like your drivers coming in, kind of getting cleaned up a little bit. Some keeping their damage, some not. The 87 Kevin Baker is going to keep his right side damage up. Looks like Thad Failer, Dustin Sonaker, and all of them, they're going to keep theirs. John Gutenz currently major damage on the right side of that car, and I think he's trying to fix it up a little bit there on the car. I don't know how well that will last for him, though, as he will pull it out of here. Yeah, he's definitely got some damage on that car there, and I think he's going to kind of try to do our little strategy we're talking about, which is just wait it out. You see the pace car is already coming off turn 4, so he's getting out of there quickly so he doesn't go a lap down. Smart strategy by Gutenz, but I kind of wonder, you know, is it going to be able to last out long enough? Because, I mean, if he has damage on that car, it's easier said than done to control something like the Xfinity car with damage on it.
You haven't had really much experience with the Xfinity, but by watching them, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know, because I ain't really drove them.
I mean, the best way I can explain it, when I had damage on my car, it was just the car itself almost felt like I was trying to drive a dump truck. I just could not get the thing to turn. The car was just completely out of my control. At that point, it was basically just hope for the best and hopefully something works out in our favor. But I can say this much, at least, with this crew in this field, well, it's anybody's guess who's going to really be able to take this one home. So field wrapping back around right now. Currently, we're getting a good look at our drivers, and also may notice there as well that you can see that we're taking a look at some of the guys and gals out here, obviously, and look at those paint schemes, those sponsors on those cars. Remember here in PTM Racing TV and the Pedal Metal Racing League issue as well, that they are running all the sponsors on their cars, no matter where they go, no matter where they've been when they're in this league and in this series. They do it they do it for obviously the love of the sport and the business, and again, without the sponsors, without the fans out there, really, they would not be able to do this as much as they could or they want to. And I definitely guarantee you that it definitely means a lot to them in so many regards.
Let's give a shout out to Jason Henry. He started 18th before the race, and he's up to the 2nd spot. Let's see how that goes out for him.
We'll see indeed here right now. Those that went into pit road are going to have a fresh set of tires, and those that didn't are going to be pretty much in a whole heap of, I don't even want to say goulash, but I will say probably they will find themselves in a little bit more trouble if they're not careful. They've got to get a good start on that restart, and they've got to watch the folks in the back, because that restart could tell the tale here. Only our 4th caution if you don't count the stage break here. bring him around town here off of turn number 3 and 4. And right now, McRae, it's time to get the guys and the gals back up a few notches and let them wheel and deal these things off to the GTR Race Simulator restart zone. We're back underway at Hotlanta.
Oh, with the restart, they're spinning, crashing Robert Dudley.
Oh my, oh, there's a big one here in the Atlanta. You gotta be kidding me, guys.
These restarts is hurting a bunch of people tonight.
Yeah, that is beyond the statement here. Oh my, this is not good.
From the leader to the last person on the track, the 20 even got squirrely at the beginning, but he did get a good start.
Oh my, let's take a look at the replay. Honestly, I'm not even sure what the heck happened here. Let's just take a look at it. I think the 12 might have, well, we saw the 12 get loose off the start, but I'm not sure what happened to the 20. Take one more look at it here. We'll take a look at it from the blimp cam. And it looks like right out of the gate, everything's fine. Kenneth Crawford goes right in though into Dudley, and that's what starts the chain reaction. Oh boy. What a nightmare.
That's over half the field in just one wreck.
Just one wreck, and remember, these guys only get one instant repair. This isn't like last season where they got 2. They get only 1. They cannot make mistakes like that. They've got to stay focused. Wow, ouch. And Hotlanta just completely gave them a blindside attack and made them rethink their strategy here. Holy cow. That was your PTM Instant Replay as our drivers get settled back down. We'll go ahead and cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll see if anybody even can survive out here. Don't go anywhere, folks. Still more racing to be had here on PTM Racing TV. When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back, race fans, here on PTM Racing TV. Right now, live here at Pedal to the Metal Racing League here as we continue our coverage here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Ooz Motorsports 80 drivers. Now, after that huge wreck that we just saw a minute ago here, McRae trying to get settled back down, and I think maybe that they may have learned a lesson or two off that start. They probably cannot go full throttle right off that front straightaway. They're going to have to keep an eye on it now with this one.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, we got to get this race going. We can't just sit here and spin it on restart after restart. Don't wide open throttle. Just lay off just a little bit and then go. We still got enough laps to go racing. stuff like that. They just need to hold off just a little bit.
Absolutely there. And right now, field getting settled back down. Crawford had to go to the outhouse, unfortunately, due to the situation there. So he'll have to work from that point of view. And guys, wrecked out and pretty much kind of get cleaned up. We're only down to 13 drivers on their lead lap, and that's definitely a heartbreaker to say the least here. Coming off down out of turn number 4 this time by. We'll let the drivers get settled back down, get things kind of cooked up again here. The field will work their way on in, back to the green flag restart. Let's see if we can keep this one clean here, boys. Much cleaner.
Yeah, a whole lot cleaner that time.
And again, I don't think it's really just a lack of experience. I mean, we've said before here, some of the best drivers out there make mistakes. It's just the old-fashioned issue of trying to outrace your opponent while also trying to outrace the entire crew. You just don't want to over-accentuate and get yourself too crazy and too going out of the start. And this time around, everyone being a lot more relaxed, a lot more patient. It seems like they kind of learned their lesson. Corey Reed, though, getting right up ahead, 10 spots up at the moment. Jason Henry right up there with him, and Man Beast Wayman Jr. with Chantel Otto right behind. Some slight move in the... Good.
Chantel the Throttle Paddle, she's held back a little bit, and she's breaking in to the top 5 right now. Hopefully she'll have a top 3 car and maybe even win this thing.
It could very well be, but right now we'll go back on the pack here in the middle half here. Jeffrey Oaks and the number 20 trying to go off his second place finish last season, trying to end that little cursive he has in his head and get himself into the championship running. He'll certainly have a lot of work to do to get there, but right now he's going at it with John Gutentz right now on the number 41. As the aim number 41 machine tries to fire it off and aim straight for victory lane, but right now he's in a little bit of a troublesome situation because the car is not seemingly running up to tip-top shape like he feels like he should have. He's getting passed in there by teammate and friend of his, Thad Failer. Hey, looking at the laps right now, 25 left to go, and here comes a 5, popping the momentum, popping the machine. Look out for the lightning wraps. 5 of Chantel Otto drove it a little bit down on that white apron, though, has to back off to stay away from spinning it out. Robert Dudley intervening a little bit. He's a lap down. This could be a little bit of a troublesome situation. Dudley trying to get his lap back, and I don't know if that's necessarily the smart move here, considering all things here. I think I would try to wait, see if there's another caution, but as a driver, I mean, you can't really ask for that. You have to actually go out and race it up there, don't you there?
Yeah, I've been eyeballing the number 3 and the 27. I know they didn't go to pit road, they held out, but they're holding their ground pretty good and have old set of tires.
Certainly indeed. You can see, though, that 5, she is trying to get back to the outside because Dudleyville is right there. She cannot move to the outside and get the runoff that she usually can get here by jumping around that corner here, and that's opened the door up for the drivers to kind of sneak their way in. Van B. Sweetman Jr. now up in the brigade, so is Jeffrey Oaks and Thad Failer. You got a whole laundry list of drivers kind of pushing and shoving up their way into the front end while they only have so many laps left. Remember, there's only 80 laps they have here to race with and work with, and again, guys and gals trying to see if maybe they can push some limits and push themselves even further than that. Coming on in, look out here, 3 wide slip between Robert Kahn here as it's right in there with Jeffrey Totos. That Totos crashing right down on the front straightaway. D-Dub button boxes 90 of Dennis Warren crashed in hard as well. Huge wreck here off of turn 4.
And the crazy thing was, I was just looking at Robert Kahn to see how much damage he had on the car, see if he could make it back up, and then all of a sudden there's a wreck.
All of a sudden there was a wreck indeed and gets sent straight to the Shadow Realm here. What a tough hit and a big hit to say the least. That was a wild, wild moment there. Here's a look at the replay here from our drone cam. This is what happened. Kahn goes in for the 3 wide salute. Starts it up, and Dudley and Todd Tuss had nowhere to go. Neither did Kahn, and both drivers colliding in. And because Khan started that 3-wide salute in the first place, that's kind of really where everything started from, unfortunately. Had nowhere to go. And that's a lot of damage there for Khan as well. I don't know how well he's going to be able to hold back from it.
Yeah, I don't know if he's used his fast repair or not, but hopefully he hasn't.
If he has now, if he hasn't, he's definitely going to be using it now, that's for sure.
Yeah. Everybody filing into the pits right now. With a little bit less than 20 to go when the green flag drops. Maybe I'll hold out for them for the rest of the race. Let's see.
Well, we'll see in a minute here. Field going in for a little repair job or a little fix up. That failure gets passed in by the 5, and Jeffrey Oaks stays on out. Matthew Hofford a couple of laps down, unfortunately due to his damage control there. He had a lot of issues with the car and kind of that bad situation turnaround there the drivers got kind of stuck into. And remember, Atlanta Motor Speedway may be giving them quite a few headaches, but I'll tell you one thing, next week may give them even more headaches because we're heading to Nashville Super Speedway. Last time we were there, folks, we had some fun on our hands, that was for certain. It was a wild, wild race, and we're expecting nothing more than that here coming up soon enough. But race fans, when we come back, we're going to finish this one out commercial free, but real quick, we're going to get this one commercial in, and then we'll be back with you. Stay tuned. We're finishing this race out when we return.
Introducing RS30 Ultra. The first sim racing wheel and pedals designed by a professional championship racer. Officially licensed by Microsoft, RS30 brings next-level realism to your racing sims. Sense the road, know your vehicle, and get faster lap times as you tear through the track. Dual helical gear motors give you more torque than traditional gear drive motors, with the same smoothness and quietness of a belt drive motor. Experience a stunning 6 Newton meters of torque, the most torque per dollar than any other wheel, and fast, accurate feedback with 0 dead zones. Feel every nuance and know exactly when you're understeering, oversteering, or losing traction. Spring-loaded pedals give you responsive throttle modulation and brake progression for absolute control and precision, just like the real thing. 2 additional paddles can be used as clutch and e-brake, or as pedal-free throttle and brakes. A rotation switch lets you easily toggle between simulation racing and arcade-style racing. Even the diameter of the wheel is calibrated to exact race car specifications. And an easy share button lets you save and share your best laps with a simple push. From the metal build to the suede wheel and steel pedals, every detail is dialed to give the entire system a high-end feel. Get better, go faster, win more, and enjoy every second of it. With RS30 Ultra, you'll race like a pro and feel like one too. RS30 Ultra by GTR Simulator. Go fast.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Alright, race fans, back on to PTM Racing TV here as we're now live here again at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Ooz Motorsports 80. About to finish this one out right now as we continue to finish it up. It's time to get back to the green flag action here, race fans, as we get the drivers all squared away. And McRae, man, this has just been wild from start to finish, and I think really that one instant repair has now kind of made some drivers think twice about doing things too crazy now, I would say.
Yeah, it's hurt a lot of people, Archon being one. I hate it for him. That was my #1 pick tonight. I know he won last week, but it's a tough weekend for him this time.
Well, I did say Dudleyville was my pick, and right now he is currently in 14th, but he is on the lead lap, so there may be a chance and an opportunity to strike it big here. We will find out. We've only got 17 laps remaining. Somebody is going to take this one home and win this out. Which one will it be, though, as they bring him back off to the green flag? Restart. We're back underway. It's time to go racing here yet again. Tyler Dudley having a pretty good jump out of the gate here with Jason Henry making a pretty big move here. Off the corner zones, into the corners they go. Corey Reed and Chantel Bottle, the Newfoundlanders, trying to take down Jeffrey Oaks in the 20 as the field gets spread out a little bit more. We got one down on the bottom end. That's Dustin Soninker in the 50. Maybe just trying to stay out of the way and not give any more issues to the drivers. Good sportsmanship on his end, but I mean, I'll tell you one thing, Sparky definitely not up to tip-top form. I'd say he's been having a little bit of troubles down there with his car and with his team and crew.
Yeah, we've been talking a little bit about Chantel the Throttle Bottle in the number 5 tonight. She started 8th and now in 2nd with 15 to go. She better start pushing it if she wants this win.
I think she'll start pushing it when you get about 10 laps remaining. Knowing her, she's not one to just kind of let up too easily. She'll let someone think she's there and then go for it when it's time. But right now, Corey Reed is certainly making her think twice about waiting too long. Going to the outside, she's going to have a lot of work to do up there. The outside banking. Jason Henry now trying to get something up on both of them as well. Remember, Henry actually does have a race win here. Oh, but he's going to get a little tap into the wall protection, though. All that momentum has now been lost and gone away. The Dodo Bird, he's now going to have to try to find it back as John Gutensk now attempts to get himself into the playing field. Spencer Teal also in that little hunt there. Tyler Dudley, or whatever run he had left, it's kind of all but gone away as well. He's having all sorts of problems hanging in there. Everybody else just trying to find some momentum, trying to find some corners to go with. That failure even sneaking his way inside zone. Putting on a fight, putting on a show. Meanwhile, Corey Reed and Jeffrey Oaks just once again back at it with one another. 13 remain here on PTM Racing TV. And right now for Battle of the Metal Racing League, I would say more than anything, it's all about just damage control and how you control the your temper of the tires. It's not as well as your mindset here. I'd say at this point, Hotlanta could get you a little hot-headed too if you're not careful there, right, McRae?
Yes, sir. I'm keeping an eye on these two up front, Corey Reed in the 27 and Jeffrey Oaks in the 20, fighting it in and out, switching lanes and stuff. Corey Reed, he might give the 20 a little show here at the end.
He certainly could here. Right now, Reed on the outside, banking it up. Oaksy trying to hold him off. Reed right now looking to make up for all the lost ground time, but they go out on the back straightaway. They come in. Corey Reed goes for a complete 180 right off the turn 2 and then straight in for Oaksy.
Tad Taylor squeezed in right around him and got the first place back.
Thad Failer's going to catch a huge break and maybe the biggest break of his career tonight. Just completely bypassing the momentum and the control of Oaksy as well as Pottle. And now, right at this moment, Oaksy, I don't know what the heck's going through his mind or what he's thinking. Oh, you're going to have a big one, wrecking the 3 of Henry's, wrecking on the backstretch. Caution is out. Caution is out this time. They will have to refire him up, and unfortunately for Henry, maybe the toughest break of his night and really his race. This was a wild moment or two, and that is certainly hard to believe here, folks. Let's go back real quick and look at what happened between Jeffrey Oaks and Corey Reed, because I feel like that might be the storyline we need to see here just for a brief second. Let's see what happened. Here's the drone cam here. We got this thing flying everywhere around here. I love this thing. But here's what happened. Reed's up top, and Oaksy's right there. And honestly, that looked like both guys were just kind of a little bit loose off the end. It looked like both kind of slid in and around, and it's really hard to say from that angle where that really could have came from, where that started from. But we do know with Henry, he got himself into a bit of a issue here with unfortunately taking most of the damage up on his car. We'll take a look at it now on his angle. This is what happened with his spot. This is what brought out the caution. Now keep in mind, Reed's already crashed, already spun out. Henry gets a little bit inside, and it looks like Pike just got too aggressive off turn 2, and unfortunately Henry had nowhere to go. End up costing both drivers a chance and a shot there, and That sadly taps everybody around the track here, and that will definitely cost a lot of time here for everybody else in this one. What a wild race this has been.
Probably called 2 races, and this is the wildest one so far.
I about to say I've got more work. We've got a lot more work to do when we get done with this. This is just the beginning. We've had 2 asphalts. Now we got the dirt. And and I think everyone on PTM Racing TV knows how I am with dirt tracks.
Be a first for me. We'll see how it goes.
Well, race fans, we're still not done. And I'm going to say this right now, the top 3 interviews, that is going to definitely be a no bueno. We are not getting that in. That'll be for certain. And by the way, race fans, also just a heads up, these guys only have about an hour and 15 time limit restraint. They're already out an hour in, so now this kind of turns into a bit of a maddening situation where if they get to the green-white checkers, they only got a few minutes remaining, so they can't be exactly just making too many more mistakes. We see before where that time limit actually kind of cost a lot of drivers and got in for Dustin Sonaker to win his first. This could very well be another situation coming up here for him and his crew. But it will only be a matter of time before we see that for sure here, as we can. It's hopefully, I think at this point maybe some guys and gals have kind of done themselves a little bit too much damage on the cars. I think really they were just working with pieces of shrapnel out there more than anything.
Oh yeah, with the green flag coming back out, you're gonna have less than about 10 minutes to run. It's the way the restarts have been and the cautions we've had. It's gonna be tight.
It's going to be tight. I don't know if the drivers realize that or not, but, I mean, with 6 laps left, I mean, if they have one more green-white checker, that's all they get. They're going to, so if they do have something pop up, they're going to have to be careful about that. It was pure madness there at Talladega Super Speedway last week, and it's pure madness here at Hotlanta. This track certainly living up to the reputation as one of the toughest tracks to master. And right now, Kevin Baker, I think, kind of telling Gutenz down there, like, hey, man, I'm here to stay, I'm here to race, so I'm going to be right there with you guys. He's in this, man. He's still in this hunt. He might be a competitor here. We don't know. He's 17 spots up, so he's the hard charger of the night so far. The Man Beast Williams Jr. still, and I mean still, trying to get that first win of his career. Despite the damage on that front end, I don't think that man's maintenance Wounded Warrior project doesn't have anything left to chafe at that failure. This is going to be an interesting situation popping up here, McRae.
Oh yeah, you mentioned the names about coming back up to the top. My eyes on Robert Dudley. He was a lap down earlier, and he's back up to the 7th position right now.
He is indeed. Spencer Teal's also in there. Lee Chantel Throttle getting a clean-up job and a fresh set of tires. So now comes the all-important question: who has the smarts and the strength to hang on? They have 6 to go. If they have one more caution pop out, it'll be a green-white checker, and that's really going to be their last one they can do. Baker needs to get a little bit closer here, though. He's kind of pulling the field back a little bit. He needs to get up closer here. Not really sure why he's staying far back. There he goes. Actually gets closened up a bit now. They'll let him refire him off. Green flag back on out, and now it's time to see what happens from here. Well, out of the gate here at that failure, going to go to the bottom lane. William Ian Jr. going to follow in pursuit, and right now it's just a draft package to figure out who can hang on. Everybody doing their best to just drive the track and drive this race in. A little bit of a hit there from Gutenz. Gutenz now moving through quickly, trying to make a jump around out of turn number 4. The Man Beast right there with Fat Failure, though. He's not out of it yet. 5 to go. McRae, are you still going to pick your favorite? You still going to go with Connor, or you kind of kick someone else at this point, my friend?
Yeah, I'm picking old Failure. He's been up there the whole race. I know he got in some trouble a while back, and he's made his way up to the front, and it's hard to come around him. So with 3 to go this time by, it's going to be hard to get around him as he's getting the gap on him right now.
It is indeed, and right now the field is trying to push and shove as much as they can without really getting too crazy here. 3 wide slip for a brief fleeting second. Spencer Teal kind of caught off guard there with Robert Dudleyville and Kevin Baker. Oh, that was a wild spot waiting to happen. Thad Failure right now just impressing the field. The 5 getting a piece. The 49 though backs off and lets them keep it straight. Good driving by drivers to stay out of trouble and keep it on line, but Thad Failure right now is just muscling this field and running away with this one. Coming right around, time, relapsing, time running out, blocked down to the bottom goes Manbees. I think he was trying to avoid the Baker, and I think he was trying to keep him from getting too aggressive here. Spencer Teal in the wall protection though opens the door up for some of these guys. Not a whole lot left they can do here, McRae.
No, that was a tough hit for Teal. He had a good run going, and just that little slip up got him.
Certainly indeed, off of turn number 2 into the wall protection. No, Baker getting right into the whole field there with Baker getting Manbees and Oaksey. Oh my goodness. Oh! Todd Tufts is completely jammed in there. White flag is out. I don't know if they're going to call a race here there. No clue if they will call a race there. They may call this at the final lap and call this at the end. All I know is that was a wild situation just popped up, and Baker, he tried to drive it in as hard as he could, but just found himself in a massive tumbleweed situation where he was not going to roll out of that one.
Hopefully they didn't end the race like that. I would like to see one more restart with the green-white checker to see if Failure can hold his ground in that number 1 spot.
We're going to have to see what the call is. They're going to checkers. Checkers are out. This is it. The race is over. Thad Failure is going to win his first race ever here on PTM Racing TV. John Kutentz is going to pop away with second. The Goose comes second. Third to Chantel, the throttle bottle, and the defending champion goes fourth. Robert Dudleyville, and then Spencer Teal, his first top 5 of the season, his first top 5 ever. What a wild, wild race.
Yeah, it was a lot of frustration tonight, a bunch of cautions, but all in all, it was a good race.
It was a good race. It was a chaotic one, but race fans, there he is. Your race winner, Thad Failure. He is the Ooz Motorsports 80 winner, and that will solidify him in the record books. What a victory for him and his crew and his team. He didn't just earn that on an easy win. He had to work for it. He had a pretty much solid lead where I don't think anyone was going to catch him anyway. So, at the end of the day, say what you will, but he is going to be your race winner and the victor here. Take a look at our final results here. Top 10 will go through here. Thad Failure wins it. Kutentz second, third to Chantel Bottle, fourth to Robert Dudleyville. Dudley, fifth to Spencer Teal, sixth to Jason Henry, seventh to Brandon Pike, eighth to Tyler Dudley, ninth to Kenneth Crawford, and then 10th goes to the man beast, William Mann Jr. in a wild subsidiary situation and finish, to say the least. The other finishers in this one as we close out for Pedal the Metal Racing League race fans. I've got to get out of here, and we got to get over to Lima Land Motorsports Park. We've got the infield tractor tire Super Series coming up next. Race fans, thank you for tuning in here with us on Pedal the Metal Racing Leagues, and we're going to see what happens when we bring out the infield tractor tire Super Series. Things should be interesting down here, but from all of us here at PTM Racing TV, thanks for tuning in. A big thank you to our sponsors and all those that brought it upon us and helped us out. We love you, we thank you, we appreciate you, and to the fans at home, thanks for always tuning in and helping us out. For now, if you're going to leave us, thank you so much for tuning in with us.